Chris Williams, Brent Blum. From the Northwest Bank Studios, it's Williams and Blum, presented by Mechdyne on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.
What is up? Welcome to the program here on your Sunday. It's the 19th of July, 2026. Fall camp is just around the corner. Got the fall camp schedule in the inbox last week, Blum.
When's first practice?
You had to ask. That's where I have the schedule. I'm going to give it to you.
It's first week of August, right? Is that, am I accurate?
Yeah, it's just, it is the 5th.
The 5th. There you go.
Yep, Wednesday. Well, I don't know if that's the first day of practice, but that's the first media availability.
Okay. Yeah, usually they do.
Yeah, they could start on like Monday. I don't truly know. But yeah, that's when it will all get going. And media day, like the local one, is the 19th.
Oh, that's a little change.
They are doing. I
like that.
Find this, and I'm really glad they're doing it. They're keeping the Victory Day.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
outstanding.
That's a cool thing. I'm glad that because that you can do that. It doesn't matter who the coach is. I'm glad Jimmy and the staff are going to keep doing that. Awesome.
They've been Campbell did it his first year, and I was the PA announcer for a couple of those things. Oh my gosh, it is so cool.
Yeah.
And the neat part is I remember doing it, in like 2017, 2018. I went, a couple of years ago, and some of those kids, they're a lot older now, but they're still doing it. I mean, it means so much. One of the impacts, you just talk about all the nonsense about college athletics, but that is there's overwhelmingly positive what college athletics brings, and that's near the top.
We're presented as always by Mechdyne. We are in the Northwest Bank Studios. You're one of those people going to college. Get yourself a checking account, Northwest Bank.
It was a year ago. We were encouraging everybody to do their Euro transfers.
Oh yeah, the conversion thing. Yeah.
Do you know who's playing in that game this year?
Well,
off the top of your head,
I know that TCU's in one of them, and Arizona State.
So is there two? So the game I knew is in Ireland. The game in Ireland is TCU. You're right, against Bill Belichick in North Carolina.
I think that Arizona State is playing in like Germany or something.
Are they? Okay. So we're not Mexico yet, the Big 12 Mexico, but we got
to be honest, I'm kind of just going off of my memory no, I was wrong. There's two Big 12 teams that are playing overseas.
Okay. Well, TCU's the leadoff against Belichick in North Carolina. So I'm sure that'll get a few TV eyeballs on it.
Pulling it up here, and that we have people who are listening. Oh, there's a game in Brazil. Well, it was going to be in Brazil, and it's not. That's what it was. Don't you remember that? It was NC State and Virginia.
Yeah, that's right. And they thought better of it, and now it's just on campus. Yeah, or Atlanta or something.
No, I wanted to say like Michigan was supposed to play somebody in like Germany, or I don't know. Like there's just a lot happening.
Gotcha. But yeah. So anyway, Dublin. That feels. I was talking to a Cyclone this week.
So glad we did that.
I am too. Honestly, I am. That arguably, maybe not have been the best thing for the football team. I think
it was a
looking back,
yes, from a logistics standpoint with what we do, but man,
and I think honestly, it was draining. That added up into October. I really believe that. I mean, I think there is a case study to be made about. It was just a lot. It was a lot for everybody, and I think
State got their coach fired.
Literally, it was the beginning of the end. Which that's one thing I want to bring up today, real quick. I thought it was a good conversation you guys had on Two Guys about Farmageddon and the Big 12 being open to potentially making that an annual deal. Now, the question that I'm still unclear on. Will that be solved in time for next year? Probably not. When that rivalry is going to cease to exist. Yeah,
that wasn't how I followed that it would be something that they could immediately do. Like my guess is that streak is going to be broken.
Which is again unfortunate. And I remember that was a big talking point in Ireland last year with both the ADs basically saying not a big deal to us. I was like, well, read the fan base a little bit.
It's just weird. The schools didn't seem to really care. But the fans did. I don't know. Maybe we're just too close to it. Maybe most fans don't care. I don't know.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't.
I feel like our circles, they do. I don't understand why you wouldn't try and keep some of these games if you can.
Agree.
Like, I understand sometimes, like, when the conferences blow up and everything changes, that you physically just can't do it. Like Pitt and West Virginia, I'm sorry. Like, you're not, Nebraska and Oklahoma aren't in the same conference anymore. But, like, when they're in the same league, and Iowa State, to mine, doesn't have a protected rival at all, like, I don't know. I just think that talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Like, when you don't have to, like, it's completely unnecessary for those two teams not to play each other. And
completely agree.
Iowa State, like, there's not a single road game that's drivable this year.
Nope. No, and the other thing you brought up that I thought was interesting for the Cyclone Fanatic fans as well is the schools did not want any part of the name Farmageddon. Wanted zero part of it. In fact,
never.
When I was on the radio, we would get emails that week saying, do not reference this as Farmageddon. Like, do not. Like, you will not do that, because they didn't like it, and or it wasn't monetized. Therefore, we're not gonna even go there.
It's not like the Cyhawk game that has, like, this title sponsor. Man, I would think somebody would sponsor that, but I don't know. Like, so much, I just don't understand why you wouldn't play the game. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't play the game. And I think I've kind of changed my mind on it. I said this on the show. When it first came out, I didn't really think much of it.
Same.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Yep.
The longer, like, I thought about it, and then I'm going to give you the Big 12 road schedule. So that you can drive to Iowa, but that doesn't count.
No.
So the Big 12 road schedule this year is in Provo, Utah, at Tucson, Arizona, at Waco, Texas, in Orlando, Florida. I think that's it.
Yep.
And, like, again, like, you have there are some now, like, on the national scheme of things, is Iowa State and Kansas State this big, like, rivalry? No. I don't think people in the eastern United States think of it that way, but the point is, what's great about this sport is all these regional pockets and these traditions, and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Look at it. They need more of these games, not fewer of them.
And then there's enough crossover sponsor opportunities that you could sell it and help your university out too, help your athletic program. And maybe they tried and didn't get anywhere with that, so that's why they just dropped the Farmageddon name.
Maybe that's
all
happened. I don't know.
Yeah, and so I thought that was an interesting point to bring up to this audience too. It is encouraging that the director of football, or whoever that guy is at least looking into making sure Iowa State and K-State play every single year, and I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, good job by John Kurtz from the Open for Business podcast to press him on that, which was awesome. I think we're going to do that next year. I think I'm going to cover media days differently. I'm just going to take the streaming equipment and do it. Stuff like that.
There's enough people down there that I think it'd be worthwhile for sure.
And
yeah.
I was thinking about it too, and I mean, I'm kind of like the old guy now. I have a lot of connections down there that we could do some really good work. As far as it's just, it's so hard to cover these things, but that's something that they do really well, where they just bring coaches in and out, and, like, I think our audience would really like that. So already been kicking that around.
Hey, I'll go if you'll have me. How about that?
Oh, all right.
I'm a free agent.
When's the last time you went to a media day?
I'll tell you when it was. It was 2006.
Was it with me in Kansas City?
You in Kansas City when Mike Leach used his half hour to talk about the type of turf grasses along the Big 12, in the Big 12. It was like he didn't want to talk about anything else. He was just like, I got a turf grass guy.
What a legend. And
then we ran into sweaty Craig Sager, R.I.P., in the elevator getting a workout in. And so we said, hey, Craig. He's like,
that's
hey, kids.
the thing, too. Like, you think about what those things used to be. Like, Craig Sager would be at Big 12 media days.
He was absolutely
hanging out. Like,
no,
everybody was there.
It was a who's who down there. I remember interviewing, because now he's on the NFL. Charles Davis, who was doing TBS games back then. Now he's one of the lead guys on CBS. Charles? I think it's Charles Davis.
My favorite. Yeah. My favorite of all those is I interviewed Dave Wannstedt once.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
And I was asking him about like Paul Rhodes. What do you think of Iowa State this year? And he's just like, well, I know they got a fiery coach. He couldn't name a single player on the team.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, it's definitely all evolving, and it's not all bad. I know that we seem to get lost in that sometimes this time of year because it's really the only thing that's happening. But the good thing is we are starting to focus on football a little bit, and not a little bit, a lot of it. And starting to narrow in. I know the Gridiron Club has their big annual golf outing this week, and you're hosting a charity thing too, right? Thursday night? Is that Thursday night? I think I'm going to that, right?
Wednesday night.
Oh, it's Wednesday night.
It's for a couple Ames charities, namely the Boys and Girls Club. But the two Cyclones are the key representatives. So Taman Lipsy and Ariana Jackson. We're doing a trivia night to benefit a couple Ames charities. I'm the MC, and I'm sponsoring the thing as well through Farm Bureau. But it's a trivia night, and Chris, you're going to be I think you're going to join me at the table. But anyway, two of my favorite people I've gotten to know, and Taman and Ariana, and they continue to give back to the area. In particular, the Boys and Girls Club, which, speaking of, check out my social here on Monday, and I'm going to post a link to some silent auction items to benefit Boys and Girls Club. Again, great organization. We did a lot of work with them when we will, and they continue to carry on that mission, particularly with AJ and Taman. So proud of those two, and can't wait to be a part of that. So appreciate you asking.
Yeah, I feel like AJ's star is about to be really bright with all the exit and her staying and all that stuff. She's a cool story. Really like her a lot.
Yeah, she got
really like
here.
Her family excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, really, as good a Cyclone family as you can get, and there was never a question that she wasn't going to be here. But I mean, the story's been told a little bit. She got a little bit of NIL of freshman, like not much at all, candidly, and she used it to buy season tickets for her special needs friend from Des Moines Roosevelt, among other things. So she's always been one who's looked for ways to help out our area, and I'm happy for AJ that she's going to get the spotlight that she has long deserved with that group this year. All
right, I just wanted to put the ball in the court of our audience today, because there's not a lot. We kind of done the Pollard thing. There's really not a lot to hash out as far as the AD goes. You had a little good stuff on the premium about a candidate that was brought up last week that is most likely not going to be interested in the job due to the changing dynamics of college athletics and just pure age. I mean, you kind of need a younger hustler type, and I think that may eliminate a couple people. Yeah. We'll just say it's Sel from South Dakota State. We've both kind of heard on our own that he probably isn't going to be interested, and kind of got thrown out there on social last week that we said something that we didn't, and
we definitely did not do that.
It was really annoying because all these people from Brookings, I know a lot of people in Brookings. I have a lot of, and they're all like texting me and I think that there were some people pissed off at me, and I'm like, I didn't even say that, and it was a whole deal. So kind of got to us that he's probably not interested. So that's on there, and I'm going to keep reporting on it as information comes. I don't think that this is a deal that President Cook is like, oh, we have to get this done in 2 weeks. This is not like a coaching search where time is of the essence. Pollard is still out there. He put out the Sci-Town update that they're doing like a brown breaking thing or whatever, which is really annoying that the Regent thing took as long as it did because they really haven't done much for a while, and like right when school's starting and the football's, it's just frustrating how slow all of this can work. But at least it's moving forward. I think people just wanted an update, and sounds like they got one. So I don't know. I don't really have much else to add on that, but I don't. As far as the AD thing goes, we're probably not going to do a lot of that today because not much has changed.
Well, and in regards to Sci-Town, I don't necessarily blame individuals on the regions. The system is just set up to move a lot slower.
Yeah,
it's just a slow moving. This is not.
It's the turn the Titanic on a dime thing. You can't do it.
It's the same thing. Why? I mean, these guys and gals meet six times a year, I think. So it's got to line up with the schedule. And again, those positions are mostly volunteer. Like anyway, the point is, it is moving. It's just it's not moving fast enough for anybody involved. And at the very least, it was nice to be reminded that hotel's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean that's going to be a big help.
Yeah,
I mean, Ames needs a nicer hotel. Let's just be honest here.
Well, especially one close to the stadium like that. Like that'll be really. I mean, that'll be sold out all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is,
Ames doesn't really have like a Marriott. Now that I think about it, I mean, it's kind of you're just going to. I mean, that one out in West Ames. What is that? A courtyard?
The Hilton Garden Inn.
The Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah, and there's a Town Place Suites, and now there's a courtyard, but there's not a higher end quote unquote 4-star hotel in Ames. Now the Gateway maybe used to be. It is what it is, but yeah, I think that's going to serve two needs, and why I like this project, by the way. You've got the hotel, which is great for fans and visitors and all that stuff. It also is a great learning experience for an Iowa State hospitality management program as well. I mean, there's more layers to this than just what is it going to do for me as a fan. I mean, you can tie different things into the institution as well, and so I think that's long overdue. I kind of wish that was moving a little bit quicker, but I'm glad it's moving.
Let's thank a couple of great sponsors, and then I'm going to dig into really good mailbag questions that came in from our Patreon subscribers today, and we'll dig more into like some hardcore football stuff as well. First of all, Newport Electrical Services. I was with Nick earlier this week, and he's getting calls all the time. So thank you to all you guys for supporting him. And I told him, I was like, this is perfect because everybody needs an electrician at some point, but they usually have no idea who to call. Well, now you got it. NewportElectricalServices.com. Also, shout out to our real estate agent of choice, main man Chappie, Andrew Chaplin from Hunziker. You are going to be in the market. You are in the market. You need a realtor in Ames specifically. He can do anywhere in the metro in Iowa. Andrew Chaplin from Hunziker. All right, let's dig in and start things off with. All right, well, Evan wants to know, okay, this isn't a diehard football conversation, but it's still on topic. Do you think Jamie Pollard has 100% maxed out possible donors? What I'm wondering is, do we think there's a chance the new athletic director could find more support than Jamie was able to? I'll start. No, I don't think he's 100% maxed out. I don't think he thinks that either. You're never 100% maxed out. And if you think you're 100% maxed out, then you got a problem. I mean, there are multiple people in that athletic department that their jobs daily is to find new donors. I mean, like our friends from the Iowa State University Foundation, it's separate from the athletic department, but like, that's a huge aspect of higher education in general. And now with athletics, no, they are not maxed out. Is it hard? Absolutely. Is it harder at Iowa State than other places? Absolutely. But yeah, I think that, which brings an interesting point on the AD thing. It's like, what are you exactly looking for? You like, and we covered that last week. Mm-hmm. I think I don't really want to get into that again, but no, you're not 100% maxed out.
You never are. And the hard part, again, that's what I did literally for 15 years of my life. You always, there's more out there, but it's not an effort thing a lot of times. It's how do you find somebody that doesn't want to be found either? I think that's the hard part is, again, and I understand it from a donor perspective, is why can't you just ask me? Well, if I don't know where you are, if I can't find you, how am I supposed to ask you? So what would help a lot of this, and honestly, if this is public service announcement, if you want to help Iowa State, and the thought process is, well, I just need somebody to ask me, help them out. Raise your hand, send an email. Look at the website. Heck, send me an email. I will redirect you to the right spot. If I could be of help, if you're like, hey, I'm out of state, but I want to help. Who do I talk to? Let me know. I will connect you with whoever needs to be connected with. They have a full-time staff in the Cyclone Club of like 6 people. Like, there are 200 some thousand alumni. Like it is a you're never going to get anybody. But I 100% agree to that question. Yes, there's more out there, and yes, there needs to be more creative ways to find them. could the donor make it easier and say I want to get? Absolutely, but also I do think there's new ways that younger fans want to be engaged with, and so I'll leave it at that.
Every donor is different too.
Absolutely, exactly. It's a hard listen. I have great respect. I do think there's room to grow in that area. I think Jamie's done a wonderful job, particularly with some of the high end major donors. But I do think the way the Iowa State fan base has grown in the last 20 years, there's a lot of people, Chris, that graduated from, let's say, 2005 to 2015 that are part of this foundation of what Iowa State's become that are now finally starting to get into those money earning years. Yeah, there's kids, there's expenses, there's all that. But how do you get them to be a part of it? And I think that's the next challenge. That's the biggest challenge, in my opinion, for the next administration of how you go about and finding those people.
Yeah.
But if you're one of those people and say, hey, if you're one of those people like, hey, I want to help, there's ways. Like, literally, let me know. I will connect you. If you have thousands of dollars to give and you're not already, please raise your hand, because that's the only way. I mean, it's harder you think to go find you. It really is.
All right, Tyler, this is a more diehard sicko question. For both men's basketball and football, if you could put one player from a previous team onto each, who would it be and what would the ceiling be? Well, my answer is always Jared Homer. On both. Put Jared Homan on the football.
Put him at defensive end. That's a good question.
There is so much of the football thing that is still like, can we talk after the first game? Even after SEMO, I want to see it. It does feel like the football, I could probably just say they need help in the skill positions on offense. So let's narrow it down to that. Maybe a tight end. Maybe let's get Troy Davis. I mean,
let's get Breece Hall. Get Breece Hall on this team. Your ceiling goes up.
Breece Hall at running back.
Let him play receiver. Let him play slot. Let's just have Breece Hall do anything. Whatever. I am dead
serious. I think that would be the answer, though. You have to go with the best running back. And
absolutely, I'd say Breece Hall. And honestly, right, a guy who is still undervalued for his contribution in 2 years is Jaden Higgins. I mean, that guy was unbelievable, and he made Rocco's life a whole lot easier. And if you look at Rocco's rise in 23 and 24, it almost directly coincided with Jaden Higgins becoming the guy. And I think Higgins is one of the you put Higgins on any team, it's no mystery he had a great, and I think Jalen's right there too, don't get me wrong, I like both those guys. But those two in particular really made that 24 offense go, and was part of what hurt him last year is he didn't have that guy. And there was a bigger drop off than I anticipated, and I think the coaches as well, from Higgins and Knoll to, Sowell and Townsend and whoever else that needed to step up last year, and they just didn't do it.
What are you going to add to basketball? This is interesting because I think there's this layer of like, oh, it's just add Niang. Well, but like the defensive thing that they do, like it makes it more challenging. I'm thinking of like Naz Mitru Long would be a great fit.
Yeah,
I need
a shooter.
Thinking of Milan Momcilovic.
Yeah, a shooter who can defend. Those are hard to find, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said Matt, because Matt was a really good
defender. He became a defensive defender, yeah.
By the end of his career. Well, I always want to add a Melvin Edgem.
I mean, I say this
12 player of the year.
Yeah. Honestly, do you know a player who'd fit really well with this group? Good and bad. It would be a Gabe Kalsher. Gabe would just come in and he shot at three and he guarded, but he guarded great. The scouting report, by the way, from practice. The problem is
Gabe would go like 1 of 11 the next.
I know. I'm not saying. Obviously that's. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of actually similarities between a Gabe and even like an Nate Heisey, quite honestly.
Throw a little Isaiah Brockington in there.
We say Brockington. If Isaiah could shoot the three ball a little better, absolutely.
Doesn't Bateman feel like a big, like another Naz? They seem similar to me. Like, so I don't know if that would be it.
And from all accounts, the season, you talk about floor ceiling stuff, he's going to be a major driver. By the way, we haven't even brought this up, but since he got to campus and he was a week late because of a family deal, Trey Singleton's been unbelievable.
Yeah, I've heard
exactly as advertised. Yeah. So you start talking about players that aren't getting talked about. I mean, Trey Singleton's going to be the guy.
We're adding Marcus Pfizer.
Yeah, let's get Marcus Pfizer. Yeah.
We're adding Marcus Pfizer or Jamal Tinsley to this team.
Yeah, let's just do that. What do you say?
Don't overthink this. Like, it's
Kurt Jones.
It's like the Breece Hall and Troy Davis thing.
You know what? I think Kurt Jones. Kurt Jones.
Would you add Pfizer or Tinsley to this team?
I'm good at point guard. I'll take.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because it's like I really like Killian.
The answer is Pfizer if you give me one player. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the. There are all these dudes that were so great for Iowa State, but like to me, it always comes back to Pfizer as like this force that was totally unstoppable.
When he was his run in 2000, nothing better.
That's the best any Iowa State player has ever played, right?
Yes. Because the thing with Marcus was he was amazing offensively that whole year, but he really grew into a nice defensive player. Like Larry would not let him be a bad defensive player. When he was a young guy, he didn't want to play defense. Larry, as tough as that team was, oh my gosh.
I need to confirm, you would take him over Homan?
I would take Pfizer over Holman. Yes, I would.
God, I love Holman.
I would. Nothing against Jared. Again, I love Jared too. No, Pfizer's the. You put Pfizer on this team. Holy smokes.
Breece Hall and Marcus Pfizer.
Yeah.
And what would the ceilings be? I mean, the basketball ceiling would be a national championship.
Yes.
Like
if you put Breece Hall on this football team, they're
10-2 would be the.
They're still a Big 12 contender. Yes, absolutely.
Like it. And again, it comes back to the conversation of like, how good is this schedule? And we don't really know. It could be really tough, and it could be terrible. So
I will say,
you add that, like, if you're going to give me the best running back in the history of the school with what we think's a pretty good offensive line and a quarterback that can run, I'm in.
And a good answer is always Will McDonald. Always Will McDonald. Just
yeah.
You remember? Yeah. What if Will McDonald on a 4-man front in college? He was doing that with 3-man front. I mean, that's crazy.
That's a great point. So we'll go to Corey next, but I want to thank Iowa State University Foundation. We kind of hit on them earlier, but man, they're doing.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a great website, and there's an online portal, and you can check your givings and all the places that you give to. It's fantastic. ISU Foundation. I know we're working on a couple of new campaigns with them here in the next couple of weeks leading up to the season. On football note, real quick, a little tease. I am interviewing both coordinators, Jesse Bobbitt and Tyler Roll, this week. We'll have podcasts with them coming up, so look forward to that here in the Northwest Bank Studios. Corey, top 2-3 guys you think have a chance to get drafted next year. How important is it that Jimmy Rogers continues to get guys drafted like Campbell did? Is it a major failure if no one gets drafted next year? No, I wouldn't call it a major failure. Not when you have the situation that they did coming in and having to replace so many guys, and like now if in like 3 years they haven't had people drafted, then that's a different story. So I did a little homework on this.
Thank you. This is a tough one. This is
a tough one because you just there's guys that were really good at Washington State, but does it translate? And so I think Isaac Terrell's the guy who first came to my head.
Bobby.
Is that the same with you? Yeah, Bobby, they call him.
Yes.
But that was the number one guy on the entire roster that I was like, that is the guy.
Pure production. He's going to be the most like the most productive Iowa State defensive player, and he's got the track record. If he was a little bit bigger, there's no doubt. Like, it's not even a question. He's just a little undersized, but the production speaks for itself.
The other one is Bryson Lamb, another defensive lineman.
Okay.
So they really like him. They really like him. And again, these are guys that they've seen a lot of, so that helps me too. That makes me think that I had this conversation too, Brent, at the racetrack this week with a lot of Cyclone fans are in the pits at these races, which is fun. But like, I don't know. where does that Washington State team last year translate into the Big 12? Like, I don't think this is like the guys coming from, Conference USA and
Totally agree.
trying to go P4. So I'm not that worried about it as far as that goes. The other two were Braden Smith and Colin Amick on the offensive side of the ball. So again,
Okay.
a lot of big guys is what we're thinking. And I think that those two are young, so they've got a couple of years to go, so they will not be drafted next year. I would be surprised if next year's got this big haul as far as draft picks goes. But remember, and we've discussed this a lot on the show, Jimmy Rogers' staff, their priority was to get guys who had more than 1 year.
Yes.
So, had they prioritized some of these other guys more who were seniors. So again, to say it would be a failure would be
not this year.
Totally incorrect. My expectation is maybe one of those defensive line guys, but it'll probably be slim pickings next year. The other guy that they did kind of throw out to me a little birdie is this Jaheim Singletary, potentially this corner, 6'2", so he's got the body type.
Yep.
Potentially he has a good year. We'll see. So that's fun. See, this is fun. Now we're starting to dig into the roster. We're starting to learn the Cyclones.
So Singletary, high-end guy. I mean, he played at Arkansas. I mean, he was kind of a quiet get, but he's got high-end talent, length, athleticism. What's really exciting, the two guys you mentioned on the offensive side, Smith and Amick, both those guys.
Amick. I called him Amick, I think.
It's probably Amick. I don't know. I mean,
I did look. John Walter's pronunciation on Terrell is not up on the website. I did all my homework for this, so we're just going to go with Terrell for now.
Johnny Jams, get on it. We need you on that wall.
They just must not have done it yet because all the guys who were on last year's team have the little thing, and none of the new guys do.
None of the new guys. Well, we're going just Bobby. It's gonna be Bobby. No, but the two big guys you mentioned, Smith and Amick. Both, one of them came from Montana, the other came from Tarleton State, which it's interesting. Those two are going to be your two-year anchors on the offensive line. They're probably going to beat out the power four dudes. So again, don't judge the recruiting book just by where the player came from. I actually am encouraged that they're so high on those two because everything I've heard is super high-end talent, and those are two NFL players right there that they got from the lower levels.
Yeah, well, that's exciting.
That nobody's going to know about either.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows about those guys yet.
Well, and that's fall camp, man. This is as fun of a fall camp as we've had in a while.
I agree.
We're just learning every day, and you also, like Jimmy, just kind of feels like a guy who's just going to say it.
He's going to say it.
I do think that they really like Owls as well. Obviously, he's
it's a bummer. That's still a bummer.
Like that's a guy that probably has an NFL type future.
Totally agree.
Totally agree. All right, let's go on to another question from our audience.
By the way, Conradi does too, but hopefully he stays another year.
Oh yeah, great point on Conradi. This is a great question to lead into our Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment.
When you plant Wiffles Hybrids, you're making a statement that independence and family-owned means something on your farm. So make your choice. Plant your independence. Plant Wiffles.
This is from Adam, and this is a really good question. He says, guys, let's say that Tech runs the table, wins the championship. Does the narrative for the Big 12 change? How many championships does the Big 12 need to win to change the football narrative? Or is there something else that would need to happen to change the narrative? Okay, one, I think it absolutely changes the narrative if the Big 12 goes out and wins a national championship in football.
Yes.
Because that would be similar to what we've seen with the ACC when Clemson's done this in the past, when Florida State has done this in the past. Miami played for a championship last year. And you don't hear the same type of narrative about the ACC that you do the Big 12. So I don't think anybody would argue that the Big 12 is a deeper league and a better league top to bottom than the ACC, but it's those top-end teams that challenge the perception. So, yes, I think it would change it. I do, but he says, is there something else that would need to happen to change the narrative? Part of this, I think the book has already been written. And this is where the politics come in and the TV networks. You've got the ESPN's always going to be pushing the SEC, and Fox is always going to be pushing the Big Ten. Unfortunately, the Big 12 doesn't have a sugar daddy like that is pushing it as far as a narrative standpoint goes. So I think that might be an ink at this point, but there's no doubt in my mind if you go out and win, I don't even know if they need to win a championship, Brent. I think if BYU and Tech or Arizona, whoever, got into the playoff and won some games, I think it would absolutely shift the narrative. I don't know if it would change it.
And I would argue it needs to be Tech and somebody else.
Yes.
Because Tech can get they just bought it. Or that's kind of they just bought their way in, yada, yada. Well, if you can get two teams to make a semi, not the same year, but just in the next couple of years, that's where the ACC, the Big Ten, the SEC get the credit is. It's not just one power. This isn't Boise State representing the Mountain West for so many years. And it was always like, well, they're good because they're the only they don't play anybody. You need multiple schools that get there and win games. It can't just be one. Now, one's a start, but there needs to be a couple of them, I think, to really change that perception. And I think it's possible for sure. And the great thing that nobody's recognized, even the national media, as this playoff expands, the opportunities expand too.
Yes.
And so you're going to get more teams in, and now it's up to those teams to make it. And that's why we talk about it all the time. Would you rather be in Iowa State or would you rather be, Purdue? And I'd rather be Iowa State in this because I'm a lot closer to my third or fourth best team in the conference than you are to yours. And you don't have to win the league. You just have to make the playoff. And I think that's the dividing line going forward is as this playoff expands, you need to have the ability to make it first and then worry about what that is. So I think I'd rather be a team if I'm in the mid-tier to be in the Big 12 than I would in those other leagues. Now, because money doesn't mean anything if I'm getting my backside beat in all the time. It really doesn't.
Yeah, and it doesn't. And that also, I think, underlines the importance of football. Like, let's say I've heard this from Iowa State fans. It's like, let's just go 6-6 in football.
No.
No, you need a thriving football program. Like, if all of a sudden your football program is 2-10 every year and nobody's going to the games, it's going to impact everything.
Yep.
And that's kind of what we're talking about.
And I think if Iowa State, if the structure is we're going to have winning seasons more often than not, but then also have a couple of seasons where you challenge 9-10 wins and make a playoff, you're cooking then. Because you need to have that belief that it's possible. I mean, that belief gets everybody to want to go every year. Yes, we love the tailgating. We love the, being able to be around friends and family, but you still want to believe that something you're playing for is worth it in the end. And so having that expanded playoff is really going to help college football from that standpoint, in my opinion, too.
So there you go. Good question for this week's Whiffle's Hybrids Big 12 segment. Did you know that the number one full-time MBA program in Iowa is the Ivy College of Business? They've been named the best MBA program in Des Moines annually since 2018.
Take that, Tippy.
Pretty awesome. Congrats to our friends at the Ivy College of Business. Let's go back to our mailbag from Patreon subscribers. Christopher, with World Cup fever taking over the U.S., what is your favorite club team? Which position on the pitch would you want to play? God, I don't care.
You had one for like a summer and you gave
Arsenal.
It up.
I'm an Arsenal guy.
Hey, a good year for you.
I don't really like them though. I only picked them to spite a friend. I actually think I would need to be like a lower level team, like just rooting for the underdog. I kind of like Newcastle's uniforms.
Yeah, they're not. They're the Saudi money now though. So
they got the Saudi thing going on now.
The Saudi money now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about it. I don't care that I like the international soccer. This has been fun. I've enjoyed the World Cup. This has been great. I got too many other hobbies. Like I'm watching Formula One racing. Like I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. to watch soccer. I'm sorry. I don't even know what position I would be best at is on the bench. That's where I would be best.
I'd be
sitting on the bench, like drinking water.
So I'm a little more into the old soccer than you are. I got into it a lot during COVID. COVID was a weird time for a lot of us.
Yeah, I did too. That's when I watched it. Yeah.
I mean, because it was like, so randomly, I thought it was the coolest thing that there was a team in England that was trying to get in the Premier League called Brentford. Because again,
Oh, look at this guy.
it's my name.
Yeah, it's your name.
So I went in all in on Brentford, and they made the Premier League about 4 years ago, and I probably bought $400 worth of Brentford gear just because again the name. So I'm in on the
They probably got relegated.
No, they've been great. They have been
really?
They've been exactly what I needed in my life.
Really?
Low stress.
Good for you.
They've been around 9 to 13, so they're not in danger of getting relegated. They'll jump up and beat somebody. Dare I say, they got a little bit of Iowa State in them. Those Brentford Bees. They're doing more with less. A little Moneyball approach. So
See, that's why I don't like being an Arsenal fan, because it's kind of like you pick one of the top.
You're
four.
you're basically picking to be Alabama at that point. And no
I
thanks.
only did it because their rival is Sipker's favorite team.
I get it.
And
I get it.
I just wanted to be a thorn.
So I'm a Brentford B, and I'd be a midfielder. Could do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I'm again, Monte Morris out there.
Just put me on the bench. I don't deserve to.
Yeah, I would. Listen. My soccer career ended in age 7, so not that I'm in danger of doing anything, but I do enjoy it. I really do. And I got to give a shout out real quick because they're my pals, the Sporting KC people. A lot of Iowa Staters that work for them. By the way,
That's cool. Yeah.
Yep.
I see. I know it's a lower level, but I would definitely be more into that than I would be the English thing.
Listen, and this is free advertisement, but they're awesome. Again, Iowa State people that are in that front office, they were one of the first people to sign one of our guys to an NIL deal. So they signed Jalen Knoll because he's from Kansas City. And Jalen, it's hilarious now. Jalen thought it was the coolest thing because one of the deals was they gave him free gear. And they paid him like $1,000, which for Jalen Knoll at the time was like, yeah, $1,000. Now I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. But great people. At the point I've kept in touch with them, and they sent me and my little dudes a jersey this year.
That's cool.
Just to be kind. So again, good people.
That would be, if I had some sort of connection to a team like that, I would enjoy that drastically more than the Premier League thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've been missing with soccer, because I love the World Cup. Like, I genuinely do. It's fun. Like, I really enjoy it. But the problem is I won't watch soccer again for 4 years.
Yeah, I get it. It's fun. I have a great. I try to go once a summer down there to Kansas City.
Cool.
It's a great setup. It is family friendly.
They love soccer down there. They got that women's team that's awesome.
They do. The current. So again,
huge deal.
If you're a cyclone in that area, or even in Iowa, and want to go do something, Sporting KC is a great time. They do
Don't the Current
do it well.
draw like the same audience that the Sporting KC as far as like attendance and stuff?
It's like, the Current are sold out. I don't know stadium size relative what it is, but yeah, absolutely.
Sporting KC stadium's awesome because it's right by the racetrack. We always stay right by there every year.
And the concession stuff's awesome. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going on. Again, appreciate my friends at Sporting KC still. They're not having a great year on the pitch, though. I'll tell you that much.
All right, final question for today. We'll get to some more of these on Wednesday. This is from Mark. What's the most likely major domino to fall in college athletics? Collective bargaining, pooling of media rights amongst the Power Four, or something else entirely? I don't know. It should be collective bargaining, but I think these people are that'll be the last ship that finally goes. That should absolutely be it. I asked somebody pretty smart last week, as Kim Mulkey would say, in the know.
In the know.
It still feels like this. I think the Senate thing will go through in some capacity. The problem is everybody's sinking their teeth into it and dumbing it down from what it was originally meant to be. So what will it actually be? I don't know. It still feels like a 50-50 thing that this thing goes through. So I would say, but I don't think they'll pool the media rights. I don't think that's be a part of it.
That is literally the dividing line for the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. So to directly answer the question, what's the next big thing? I think the Senate bill goes through in some capacity. I don't know what exactly that looks like, though.
And that could get to the floor later this month, honestly. So I wouldn't be surprised. Now, it's a small domino because it'll lead to a bigger domino, but I do think there'll be some action by football season in regards to legislation, and that'll determine a lot after that. There's two different ways these dominoes are going to fall. If legislation passes, we can kind of work within those parameters. Media rights are probably not going to be pooled that way, but at least you get some structure and you start avoiding the lawsuits. Or if that doesn't go through, Chris, we go pure anarchy, lawsuits galore continue to the point where you will need collective bargaining, or in my opinion, what will happen is leagues will go off on their own. And so the Big Ten and the SEC will have rules that are different than the Big 12 will have, which I don't think is a great conclusion, but that's the natural way of those two leagues cementing their own rules.
I've heard this from like 4 people now. And so they have this like cap on rev share.
Yes.
At whatever it is.
Yep.
I've heard that the solution might be there will be a cap, but it's going to be so freaking high.
Yep.
And it's like, then there's going to become like some sort of Moneyball thing to it. Like, but they'll put it at like, instead of 20 million, I'm just throwing out numbers. They'll make it 100
right.
million.
Yep. You're right.
And so there technically is a cap, but which would be really interesting. And then you get into the women's sports and like, it's really a huge benefit if you are Creighton and don't have football and like it. I don't know. There's a
you're
lot
right.
to decipher.
So the reason why that is,
you heard that, but I've heard that a lot.
Yep. Because that is the sticking point for the athletes and the agents right now. Is you are literally restricting our ability to make money.
Correct.
Well, if
so
we
we're
raise
give them what they want, but not.
But we know nobody's going to get there to start with. This will just be legal. It'll just legalize everything even more. That's not going to be good for Iowa State, for what it's worth. But at least you know the rules, which is part of the problem right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you do about these other sports, and this is where the football needs to be separate thing. Keeps coming up.
That would solve some problems, but it also would very much change everything college sports should be. I mean, I say that somewhat with nostalgia, but whatever.
Something like that's going to happen.
Yeah, so there will be a major domino. The first domino that could fall would be that SCORE Act passing this summer, but it's going to be a lot dumbed down to what it was 2 months ago.
That's all I got for you tonight, my man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey,
fun show. Good show.
We are 6 weeks from Jack Trice Stadium having a cold one with the public in there. How about that?
That'll be great. Yeah, that'll be great. I think I'm finally ready for football. It feels like this has been a bit of a suffocating deal since Matt left, and it's just been so much transition. Then last week, Pollard retires, announces his retirement. Like, it's just been one thing after another, and I am at the point where I'm ready to watch the Cardinal and the Gold just run out and hit somebody.
It's the Andy Dufresne swim through a river of stuff, and now we're at that opening day with that beer, and Jack Trice Stadium's gonna be that moment. Real quick, any thoughts on Post Malone wearing an Iowa shirt? At the Post Malone.
I never liked his music to begin with. I like it less now.
My guy Chad was having a meltdown. I was like, Chad, bad job out of his people.
The people I was with on Friday night were sitting around the fire after the race, bunch of Iowa State fans.
Yeah.
And there were some like really pissed off people.
Somebody had to catch that. And I don't know who is that somebody.
He didn't mean to do that.
He didn't mean to do that. He didn't know any better. Post Malone doesn't know this.
They just went to Walmart and been like, what are we going to get, Posty?
Hey, we're in Iowa. Yeah. But you gotta, I don't know how these mechanics work, but somebody in that event team had to say, whoa, pal. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
I don't think
it happened with Will McDonald going to the IndyCar race.
Joshua Jefferson,
sorry.
Yeah, 100%. And that woman stopped us. She's like, no. You're not wearing that Ford shirt. They are not. And Josh was like, I didn't know. I'm like, neither did I.
Yeah, Josh
She's
doesn't
like,
know.
He doesn't know. That's exactly. That's a great.
And
that's
Post
a great
Malone was not trolling Iowa State.
He was not.
He had no idea.
He had no idea. There's no way that guy knew that.
That guy probably was so confused with people like booing him, and
Yeah, he's like, what is?
I don't know.
There's no doubt.
Again, I don't really care. It doesn't impact me at all. I've never liked his music anyway, so I'm like, I'll bury him now.
There's no doubt, though, going
His music
forward,
sucks.
there's going to be more concerts in Hilton and Jack Trice in the future. That will now be part of the contract.
Well, I did talk to people. They said it was a great show if you went.
I heard he was good, but again, you can't. You can't miss the layup. Like, come on, somebody had to stop him. Stop
Kind of like not
Posty.
playing Kansas State, Iowa State. Like, this is just too
don't
easy.
miss the
Just play the
layups.
game. It doesn't.
Get the layup.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Apparently, he put on an Iowa State hat. Not much longer.
Okay, well, good. I mean, again, we all learn from mistakes. It's
The people
America,
who I've
which
talked
is-
to who were there said it wasn't that bad. Like, they transitioned it really well, and he put on a hat, and he's like, "Oh, I've been told that I did something wrong." or
the issue is the internet grabbed that thing and just
so if you
torched
didn't,
it.
and if you weren't there and you didn't know what happened, like all you saw is this guy in Jack Trice Stadium wearing the shirt, and
It's,
you
it,
freak out.
all it just reminds everybody, and again, not his fault, but it reminds of Ashton Kutcher driving that damn tractor in the game day. Like, why are we allowing Ashton Kutcher? So it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that.
Yeah,
that I
kinda
don't
just
think would
grinds
happen
on you over the years.
that it would not happen the other way around, and it's grating. And again, I don't blame Posty all the way. Somebody had to stop him.
Yeah, Posty, your music sucks, man.
I'm not a fan either, but anyway.
My daughter would be so disappointed in me. She loves Posty. Cammy, she thinks he's great.
You know what? So there's people who are Post Malone fans who are like, good. I'm glad Williams doesn't like him. That's what they're saying right
whatever. We all listen. I'm not judging anyone. Like, we all have different things. That's what makes the world fun, right?
Exactly.
Like, if we all
There
like the exact same stuff, then it would be really boring life.
I do think you need to ask both Bob and Roll if they like Post Malone though this week. I think it'd be a
I will.
good leadoff question.
Real quick, shout out to the community of Harlan.
Go Cyclones.
I've been camping there for 4 nights, and what a fun little town. They got amazing parks in Harlan. I took Elise to all the parks. We went to the water park. Like, a nice town. A lot of Cyclones in
That's
Harlan.
do you know that's where the Blum family originated? Do you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Yep. Big Shelby County, right here.
That
If you're
it's
a
cool,
Bloom,
too.
if you're a Bloom or a Shaven out there, you're probably related
yeah.
to me. Yep.
They
Probably related to me.
Well, they're the Cyclones. That's their
Yep.
the Harlan Cyclones, and it's everything is Cyclone in town. So it's got a real Iowa State feel to it around there.
Did you see old Mitch Osborne?
I didn't see Mitch. I probably should have hit him up since I was in town for that long.
Who is the football coach? The legend. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find it real quick. Got to give him a shout out. We're talking about Harlan.
His son's the coach now.
Oh man.
I used to interview the guy once a week.
I mean, I remember when I was working for KMA, one of my first assignments was covering a Harlan versus Heelan playoff game. Todd Blatt, Coach
Kurt
Blatt.
Blatt
Remember
was his dad.
Kurt Blatt. Kurt
Blatt.
Todd's his current one. Yeah.
42 years he was the head coach there.
Oh, Kurt Blatt, legend.
Listen to
And
this.
man,
422 and 66 was that guy. The winningest history, percentage history in the 11 state championships, 14 state championship appearances.
Kurt Blatt, you're getting your not that you need it, pal.
Coached 42 years, 40
Crazy.
state playoff appearances for the Cyclones.
I mean, that guy like ran the show. I mean, he
always
unbelievable.
Blum and I were responsible. The pregame show we would put together for KMA Radio was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was actually. I mean, it's fun looking back now.
So like we would do this pregame show, and we always had like coaches that we would. And Blatt was one of my guys.
Yep, I was intimidated by him. I don't want.
And I had to call him every like Tuesday at 10:15, and he would always have to stop his combine. He was out in his tractor.
Yeah, he was in his track. That's right. Yeah,
That was shut it down.
good times.
Man.
Good times. You know, so shout out Harlan Little Cyclones. Also, my guy Will
Rod
McLaughlin.
Novotny.
Rod Novotny. I'll name all the Little Cyclones here.
Oh yeah, I like that town. That's a fun community.
So anyway, Harlan beat, the reason I remember that, Harlan beat Heelan, and Heelan's best player that day was the running back that went to Iowa. Not Brandon Whedon. He played on that Orange Bowl team. Anyway.
Well,
Getting old.
I will say this, in the pits at dirt track races, in the late model division specifically, major cyclone slant in this state.
We're going.
A lot of cyclones down there.
Brandon Wager, not Brandon Whedon. Remember
Wager.
Brandon Wager?
There you go. Yeah, he was a really good player. He was really good. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Blum. This was fun. I enjoyed this. We're actually going to have like football to talk about here pretty soon. We're getting there. He is Brent Blum. We'll be back on Wednesday, getting kind of back to normal here in the Northwest Bank studio. We are presented, as always, by Mechdine here on Cyclone Fanatic, and we will be back Wednesday. Jake Brand does the Daily Clone each and every day here on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network. Later.